Hi guys. So I am, as you all know me, I'll introduce because we always just practice good habits, right? It's Juanita from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Been a coach on the team for 6 years now. I'm just like gonna say like 6 years. Yeah, all of these things. I count like my 3-year-old. Okay, so I'm really excited for you guys all to be on. Everyone that's on live, everyone that's watching the recording. We have some really, really, really great things happening, and we have some incredible momentum that's going on, and just beautiful growth. Beautiful growth, you guys. When I share my story, and it's like 5,000% growth from year to year, that's all of you guys. That's all of you guys. And so to know that you're all here and you're all committed to growing your businesses and you've all made your declarations, I know who you are, making your declarations, where you want to go, what you want to do. We are setting up our year to really nail down those tracks and run on them, right? Like when Quentin talked about it, LDW, he was like, here's the train and it goes. And that's what we get to do. So we just really wanted to kind of just like take a minute, really dial in what we're doing, what our next year looks like, and really focus on Canada, you guys. We are a beautiful team and an incredible region, and we get to own that. And so that's really what this call is about today. So we kind of want to own our region. We want to take charge of it, and we want to perfect our structure to support that. And so I'm excited to be here with you guys. Kristen's here just to kind of let you guys know like the support and everything that's coming forward with that. But we just want to acknowledge that there's some changes. We all know that. We've been on the calls. We've seen the supervisor trainings. There's been some changes to our 2 different regions over the last year. Can everyone agree with that? Right? There's been some changes, and there's been some changes in terminology. There's been some changes in some language that's used, and a little bit of the structure on how people plug in and where they plug in. Even just the website's different. So we want to acknowledge that that is happening. And we want to make sure that while that is happening and it's incredible and they're going in an amazing direction, that we also make sure we focus on the direction that we're also going. Because they're 2 different tracks now, right? So that's kind of what we want to talk with you guys about today, and give you that confidence in knowing that we're growing. We're growing very, very quickly and very fast, and we want to grow strong and stable, and we want to grow for our region. So I know we got some people in bed here, but does everyone understand that? We're all good to go? Okay, so Kristen, why don't I pass it off to you, and you can kind of just go through like your thoughts, and then we'll go back and forth.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you. Yay. Thanks for having me on. First of all, I really want to acknowledge you guys for what is going on up in Canada right now. Over the course of the last 2 years, to see the vision that started out with Juanita and has turned into this amazing, beautiful team that's changing so many lives is really, really cool. And, as we go through some of these changes in the U.S., with the launch of Charter Preferred Member, the segmentation, all of these things that are happening, I really want to acknowledge that there's not a whole lot of difference between what's going on in the States and what's going on in Canada, but the languaging will be different. So because of that, Juanita and I have really been talking, and it doesn't make sense for like Trish to be sitting on a training about like just about documented volume and like if Trish has a brand new coach, let's say, and she's like learning and she's like, what are these receding things all of these people in America are talking about? Or what do you mean 2 different ways of signing someone up? And so we just really see you guys going so fast right now and you guys on such a great path that we didn't want to slow you down with learning new terminology and things that don't apply to your business. And like who's ever been on some of the calls right now and you're like, there's all these things happening and it's confusing and it doesn't really apply to me. And the bottom line is it's actually not that confusing, but it's new and it just doesn't apply to you unless you have business in the United States. So Juanita and I have had a really amazing conversation about the direction you guys are going, and we don't want to slow you down by having you learn something that has nothing to do with your business. So, you guys, do you want me to just share a little bit, Juanita? Okay, so she and I have been talking about really taking and collaborating Team Canada as one unit. And she's going to share a little bit more about what that looks like. But we're really, really excited because right now, you guys, you have the opportunity to do something in Canada that hasn't been done yet, to take some of the theories from the US, like 5 to 7 clients, 5 to 7 by 2, some of the things that we're all doing, but really apply them with the using Ambassador and all of this cool stuff. So it makes sense to create a little bit of separation so you guys aren't sitting in all of these trainings that really have nothing to do with your business. And I'm excited about that because you're going to lead the way for the entire Adolphi organization. You guys are going to grow, one of the first president's team in our team, and it's going to be so cool to see. And so as we go into, separating the trainings a little bit, I just want you guys to know that I'm here for you. I am 100% here to support you in getting everything that you came to get out of Herbalife. I 100% understand how we are building business in Canada as well as in the United States. And I'm 100% committed that this team absolutely blows things out of the water in 2017. So I'm going to turn it back to Anita just to share a little bit about what that's going to look like.
Awesome. Awesome, guys. So I have been, as you guys know, I really set out on a mission last fall to really start building some serious, strong connections and really making connections within Canada, right? Like, it was important to me that we knew what was happening in Canada and we found what was happening in Canada. So I don't know if any of you were on the call last week that was for the January kickoff call. Has anyone watched that recording? I'm not sure she was on there live. Did anyone watch the recording? No, not yet? Okay. I'm going to encourage you to make sure you jump on, because somebody that we got trained from in November has not only hit his goal, but he's qualified, fully qualified millionaire team. When we spoke to him in November, he was a Get 2.5. And he's now fully qualified millionaire team, you guys. So Montreal, we know that these are people that are coming to speak. Marc Lachance, Denis, Ariane, Reg, they're all coming. What's happening in Montreal, what they're doing in Montreal. And do you know what they're doing? They're doing the ambassador program. Really, everything that Quinton taught us back in LDW, they're talking about ambassadors. They're talking about the referrals. Go find 5 to 7, the AMP program. Andre, anytime you guys are on a call with her, that's what she pushes every time. AMP, 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 go find 5 to 7, get 2, duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. And so I've been on a lot of calls. I'm actually on a weekly call with leaders all across Canada. I talk with Andre all the time. I talk with Kristen. I talk with Jill. So I'm really making those connections. And I've really got a strong feeling that we need to run. And we have everything that we need to just run. And that's why we're going to kind of take our own trainings and our own language, and we're just going to fill the seats, you guys. You guys have seen what we've done in our region. Our STS is powerful. I got calls from people from Lethbridge. They're like, so we're going to come up in February. They're driving like 8 hours to come to our STS because we have the energy, we have the momentum, we have everything set in place to build and to grow. And so I really just want to let you guys know that that's what we're doing. Okay, we're pairing up. We're going to have our own HOM. Okay, so we're going to start doing it's probably going to be a Thursday night call. And then that way you can plug anybody that's interested in basically I've got the slides from Quinton. And Chris and I have been talking about this. We're going back and forth, going back and forth, going back and forth. And I'm like, ready to go, ready to go, ready to go. And this, and so it's just time to go, right? We just need to just run. And so we're just going to put everything into place and just fill that structure, you guys. We really have a beautiful, beautiful structure. It's all in place. And all you have to do is fill it. That's all you got to do is just plug in and bring people to plug in with you. Exactly. Go fill it, right? So with that, we are going to have, so the wellness workshop calls will always be the same. The wellness workshop call will always run with everybody. We'll have Kristen, the organization, the languaging will always be the same on that, because that's really client focused on nutrition and mindset, right? So those calls will always be the same. We are going to have our own supervisor school. Okay, and we'll have our own supervisor school. We're going to have to figure out the best time because we don't want to overlap with what's existing already, but it's going to be consistent. And I'm also looking at pairing up with some of the other teams in the region. Okay, so right now it's just us, and I'm totally good with that because we have a boatload of speakers and content and things that are directed just for us. But as well, I was talking to a couple of region leaders, Helen Eckett, Sorrel, some other people that are really on the move doing some great things, and just kind of combining as to what's working here, what's working there, because our region is unique. We don't just get to go, we have the colds, we have the weather, we have all these things. So being able to connect with people that are doing the same thing as us and get that growth and that, learning from people that are in the do where we are. Does that make sense? Yes? Good? Okay, so we're going to have our own supervisor school. So we'll all actually we'll do one doodle. You guys will have like 24 hours to respond to it, and that'll be the time, because that's just how we do things, and we just make it work. It'll be the same. It'll be consistent. And the best thing you can do is plug into it, but it's going to be focused on what we're doing, okay, for our region, our language, and really on what you guys need. And then we are going to so we've got our HOM and our own supervisor school, and then the wellness workshop. So all that will stay the same. Okay, we are going to remove everyone from the All-Star page. Okay, so the reason we want to do that is because there's going to be a lot of new trainings, a lot of posts. There's going to be things with documented volume, all that kind of stuff that's going to be posted on there, and we just want to take away the confusion. Can anyone remember going down to Calgary last year when they were teaching all this stuff about like hardcore recruiting and success builder orders, and we would drive away and we would have to reteach everybody? You guys remember that? How frustrating that was to spend all that time and investment into training that you just drove away from and went, oh, okay, well, I'm sorry I filled your brain with all of that. Let's not put that in there right now and focus on what we're doing. Yes, go ahead, Kristen.
Yeah, and the biggest reason we're going to separate the two coaches pages is just we want a space where your brand newest person hears only the message of what you guys are doing and isn't like, oh, there's a call on Tuesday at 6, like about charter preferred member. Like, do I need to be on that? Wait, I don't know what a charter preferred member is. I'm confused. So like, we obviously as a unit, we're not like, it's not like we're losing all of our friends in Canada and the US or anything like that. But in the focus group of qualified producers to supervisors that we'll have running, we will all still be in there. But just that coaches page, like that's where we announce all of the US like trainings and stuff. So it just won't make sense. Like you'll be like, am I supposed to be on that? Am I not supposed to be on that? Your coaches are like, which calls am I supposed to be on? We just want to eliminate as much confusion so you can spend less time asking questions and more time helping people get healthy.
Do you guys have any questions with that? Yeah, go ahead, Trish.
Hello. So I like that, like what you guys are saying. I love it. But I still love the fact of being on the All-Star where we are connected with our American co-partners. You know what I mean? Like, I have met some pretty amazing people a lot recently, but I think that, like, if you're going to do out with Canada in the All-Star page, then maybe we should have a collaborative something together. Like, whether a messenger feed or like another group where we can all just sort of, hey, and get some advice from each other.
Yeah, so that's what, like I just said, the focus group will still be all qualified producers and above on the whole organization.
And ultimately, the messenger feed?
Yeah, that's the messenger feed.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah. And ultimately, like Trish, if you wanted to stay on the All-Star page, I'm okay with you staying on the All-Star page, okay? But the purpose that we're doing this, and Kristen's but the purpose, we don't want you adding new people to it. We don't want, right? And I know Ash has her plans for, well, I'm not acknowledging that yet, just, you can deal with that in December. So realistically, if you guys are supervisor and going that way and you want to stay on there, just know that those calls, those things, what's going to be relevant to you will be posted on the 18 page. If you see a call over there that you want to jump on, I'm not going to say no, right? Especially if you want to learn that, if you're growing a business in the States, that kind of stuff. But all of our new people, what's relevant to us, what we're doing, what's local, what's happening, what we're training, that's all going to be on the 18 page.
And we were really committed that you guys did keep that relationship, because we honestly, there's so much that all of the people in the States can learn from you guys. I'm like, Peaches, you guys can go, but you can't go far. Everybody needs to learn from what you guys are doing. So following wellness workshop, there's going to be 15, 20 minutes that anyone can stay on, share successes, ask questions, like coaches, distributors can stay on and share successes. And we'll have that time where the people in that message thread, that focus group, can get on and actually visually connect and build relationships and ask questions and stuff. So all of that will still be there. It's just, if you think about the A team as an announcement page for trainings and the All-Star page as an announcement page for trainings, and the thread as the place where we connect and celebrate together.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Ash.
Okay, so I'm working on building business in the States as well. So is that okay that I still jump on those calls and everything? Because I need to learn the lingo for that as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The biggest thing that we want to edify, guys, is that you're not overwhelmed spending time in trainings. Because while it's great to learn all the things, if you don't have the time to put them into action, there's no point in learning them. Right. And so that's really what I want to say, because as you go, like Kristen, the team, everyone's, you can always ask if you've got a question. If you start getting business in the States and you have a question, oh, what do I do? There's the entire organization is there to ask and to help and support. But do I want you investing 4 hours a week learning something that's maybe 2% of your business? Probably not the best business decision. Right. So for right now, take a look at, because I have American clients too. And it's like, that's awesome. They're great. I love them. I support them. When I have questions, I CC Kristen on it. I'm like, hey, Kristen, she wants to sign up or change over. What do I do? Right. So that's, we're still a team. Everybody's still a team. We just want to make sure that your focus is still, oh, Heather, I'll answer that in a second, or Kristen can. So we just want to make sure that you guys are focused on filling your brain with what's relevant to you so that you can put it into action. That's what because action is what's most important, and action is what changes pins, and that's where we want your guys' focus on.
Yeah. And honestly, you guys, Heather, to answer your question, you'll have access to all of that stuff. The biggest difference is really, you guys have this awesome thing called Ambassador, right? Where you can tell someone, hey, you know, if you want to become a member, bring 2 and you can sign up and get the discount. So the FTC has mandated in the United States, we cannot tell someone that they have to do something in order to get something. So we can't have this ambassador thing. It's literally going to be the only difference. You guys are still going to focus on getting 5 to 7 and then helping them find 2. We're still going to focus on getting 5 to 7 and helping them find 2. It's just we won't have this word called ambassador necessarily the same way you guys will. And so we just didn't want confusion in how people get started. That's really the main thing. So Heather, you'll be able to hop on there. Just know that between now and probably July, a lot of those U.S. soup schools are going to be geared towards, have you got your people all switched over to Charter Preferred Member yet? Have you gotten all of your Charter Preferred Members? So it's just like, if you're not like cranking 2,500 right now or 5,000, then that time might be better spent like doing invitations or something.
Yeah. And that's the purpose of this, is the main thing is you guys, it's just because I know some of us have been on those calls, and I've been on some of them where I'm like, okay, document volume. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go do some invites. I'm on there, right? But it's not relevant. And so that's what we really just want to make sure that they act like you guys are investing your time in what's relevant to you. So is there any other questions before we move on? Yeah, go ahead, Trish.
So are we going to have end of month meetings like with our own, or are we going to hop on the end of month call with the state? So
I have a couple ideas, because I was really thinking that we'd actually start a Monday, the first Monday of every month. We could do live in person, or we'll do it on Zoom, but I really want to focus. I've really been looking at some things, you guys, for some action lists and some lead lists and stuff like that, on getting together and doing that goal setting together, really unifying ourselves as a team and celebrating that together. It'd be the time that we do our 500 celebration. It'd be a time of like, and it's again, that thing, like I'm really being consistent with our trainings. So there's a couple ideas. I really want to sit down with all of you guys as well and brainstorm is what you see your business doing in the next year. What do you need for your business to do? Where do you feel? Because I know those are conversations I've had with Kristen and I've had with Jill of like, hey, I feel like we're missing this. Can I go do that? Right? And so it's important that you guys take that ownership in your business too, of like, I feel like this would be helpful. Okay, so let's do it. Right? So I really want to give you guys that ownership. If you want to jump on the end of month calls, you're absolutely welcome to. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just a celebration and grind. We're still going to do the beginning Thursday month call with the team, 100%, because we all get to celebrate and recognize each other and cheer each other on. So the Thursday call, end of month call, those things are all still accessible to you guys. Okay. But I really want to start, like I've got some great ideas of some goal setting stuff, because I think that that's something that we all need to get clear on and kind of being accountable with that as well. I've been on some really great Canadian leadership calls, and there's some incredible ideas flooding the scene of what going and getting 5 to 7 looks like and how you can see that flow, really breaking down our flow. And every month, right? Like how many people are in bucket 1? How many people are in bucket 2? How many people, and working together to support each other. When someone's like, I don't know, why am I not hitting my 2,500? We can look at your flow and go, oh, here it is. And we can do that together as a team. So does that make sense? Okay. Any other questions? No? Oh, are you guys excited? I'm excited. I'm really excited. As you guys know, I'm running. I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning running. But there's some really unbelievable things. What's happening in our region, the fire that's here, and the support we have. Corporate is so behind us right now. And when I share my ideas with Andre and on those Canadian calls, everybody's really unified in what we're doing and where we're going. So being able to lock arms with the entire region and pair up with people that are in the move in Canada, that's so powerful. Just because it's our products, it's our language, it's our, it's the structure, and we are a different culture. I know some of us might be American on our team, but ultimately we all know that Canadian in itself is a completely different culture, and I'm excited to really just kind of like grow that culture for what it is. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. Anything else?
I just want to say that this year is all about simple.
Yes.
And the main reason that Juanita and I had talked about doing this is we wanted to create as much simplicity as humanly possible, because the more simple things are, then the less questions there are, then the more people can do it and the less confusion, and that just helps everybody go fast and everybody reach their goals. And the cool thing is we're all together for extravaganza. We're going to have like so many opportunities to go on vacations together. Like there's so much coming, and we really have had a lot of talks. We believe this is the best way to make things the most simple and just like have that clarity.
Yeah. Agreed. So with that, we have some great existing structure that I just kind of want to go over with you guys, right? So Fit Clubs are incredible. They're amazing. They're fantastic. If they're your DMO, use them. Invite. The purpose of Fit Club is not to come get a workout. It's not. It's for us as coaches, Fit Club is not to come get a workout. Fit Club is to bring people to a community and to an experience. Okay, so we are, Matt and I have sat down over the Christmas season and kind of looked at what our schedule looks like and what we're taking on and what excites us. And we want to let you guys know that we're on 100% on board with continuing some of the structure, but also making some changes to it, just that it fits our balance and we have the time to give you guys what you need, right? Like taking on the HOM call, taking on these things means I can't be at boot camp 5 nights a week. So, yes, Trish, awesome. So I'm going to share with you guys something Jill said to me, actually, and it was just like, oh, it felt so good. She said to me on the phone the other day, she said, Juanita, if someone wants Active World Team, then tell them to take the keys. Because Active World Team, that's realistically, you guys, it all started with Fit Club. But not only did I own it and run it, I also invited my face off to it. And I'm consistently talking about it. Every event we have, I'm talking about. I talk about STS. I talk about kickoff, dodgeball, everything. There's always an event going. In our region right now, we have events pretty much going every day somewhere, right? If it's in Gibbons, if it's in Edmonton, if it's in Morinville, if it's in the city, we have something going on all the time. So we've got our first Saturday of the month. I'm always talking about that. We were already talking about it again at Fit Club this morning. First Saturday of the month is our Healthy Active Lifestyle Day. So block it off in your calendars. To me, it's just as important as STS because that's our client development. That's where you get to meet the families. Do you know how many kids were out there playing dodgeball on Saturday? It was so cool. See all the kids, and they're like, Mom, I'm going back. So it's, you know what I mean? Like moms have to come back now because their kids are like, I want to go back. Taylor, they were all running around screaming. It was so much fun. So make sure you guys are using those tools, okay? Invite. Yeah, go ahead, Kristen.
So I just want to share, exactly what Juanita said, just to like re-edify it, that is everyone on here, your goal is Active World Team and above? I just want to make sure Active World Team and above. Okay. So if your goal is Active World Team and above, you don't need to have 5 Fit Clubs, but you need to have one event that you are committed to being at each week, no matter what. And you're committed to not being there, but being there with 1 to 2 guests every week and doing the work around it to fill it. What happens is most people think I'm going to have 5 Fit Clubs and then try to make the time to go fill them, instead of I'm going to have one fit club and spend the other 6 days inviting to that one event. And that frees up your schedule to really be able to live the life that you want to live, that Herbalife makes possible. So if your goal is Active World Team, it's not only being at that event, but showing up early and being the one that does the sign-in, or being the one that leads the workout, or being the one that does the welcome, or being the one that does the close. So having some, and if you're just like getting started, like your role could be, I'm going to lead stretches. But you committing to being there, and you committing to being there with people. Like bells and whistles should go off if you show up at Fit Club and you don't have a new guest. And I promise you, over time, if you commit to taking that one event and focusing on filling it, you will have a lot more success than saying, I'm going to go to 5 Fit Clubs. So I know Juanita's got an opportunity for a lot of people to step up. And I really encourage you, take a look at your calendar and say, what event could I be at for the next 3 years? Because you could take one event, just like Style Bell did with TGIM, a Monday morning workout that started with him and 2 people going to the stairs together. Those were the 2 people, by the way, they were coaches. They weren't even his clients. And he committed. He said, I'm going to show up no matter what, rain or shine. And he did that and went from 0 people to hundreds of people and a president's team business built out of one event. So I hope that gives you a little bit of, that you don't need 100 events. You just need one that you're really committed to building.
And that's exactly it. And that's something that I've really taken a step back and looked and went, oh, okay, right? Because that's for me, you guys, I'm going to let you know what I'm committed to, the morning fit clubs. That was a huge thing for me. That's where my passion is. That's where I got really excited about. And then I also, so there's a great market here. Okay. So the morning fit clubs are going to stay exactly the same. I am looking at a bigger venue so that we can grow them. And that's going to change a little bit. And anyone that wants to be involved in growing that, please reach out to me so I can include you in those conversations. Bye, Kristen. She's going to eat dinner. And then as well, we're going to do one Wednesday night fit club in Morinville. So I'm excited to actually change it. It's not going to be a fit club. It's going to be like a cardio class. So I was thinking of I'm looking into some different types of cardio. Because I got impassioned when Matt and I made that dance video. And I was like, I'll do this. I will do this for an hour once a week. No problem. Like, you have to do what fires you up. And if it fires you up, you're going to show up and you're going to talk your face off about it. So Monday Fit Clubs are going to be going away unless somebody wants to step up and take those keys and say, I'm going to own this event and I'm going to fill it. Okay. Other than that, I'm committed. I'm personally committed to showing up to the Monday and Thursday and Wednesday nights. Does everyone understand that? Yes? Okay. So that's my commitment. When Kristen talks about what are you committed to, that's what I'm committing to. If you guys want support or mentorship or structure on starting one, building one, we're working, Heather, Matt, and I are actually working on a binder so that it'll have kind of like, here's what we're going to do for warm up. Here's what we're going to do so that no matter where our clients are, if they go to a fit club, is what it's called, fit club, right? That there'll be the same kind of structure. Does that make sense? Everyone's like, we're all going to have our own different energy or different flow, but the structure of the camp so that people show up, they get the same thing. Okay. So with that, that's kind of what I have for the call today. I'd love if you guys have any questions. I got 10 more minutes here to sit and chat with you guys. So if you want to chat or have questions or anything like that.
So I do have a question.
Go ahead.
I need an idea because you know me, like I'm not the one to go out and like exercise. Like, you know, like that's not my forte, I guess. I've never had well, I don't want to say never because it's slowly creeping on me, but I've never had that, you know, go out and exercise bone in my body. But I'm just wondering if there's any other ideas of what kind of things that I could do to commit to, like, I don't know, like a food prep thing, or if I could do like kind of like a reading group, but for mindset type thing. I don't know.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. What I want you guys to do when you're thinking about what you're committing to, I really want you to think of what your perfect day looks like. What does your perfect day look like? If money was no issue and you woke up and you had, and time freedom was no issue, what does your day look like? And it was, Matt and I did this a couple months ago, and our 5-year plan was done. It was done. Because we sat there, he says, well, and he's like, well, I get up and I probably have to go to the club. And I said, no. What does your perfect day look like? Do both of us see ourselves at a shake bar? Absolutely. Both of us love that. We love the shake bar. So Ash, I'm totally on board with you. You can share Wednesday with me. That's my thing. Okay. But yes, please step up. Like, get some help in there. The more energy, the more refilling it, the more we're inviting to it. You guys, that club is downstairs to be used. It should be packed. Music. If you guys have ideas, if you have things you want up there, please. That was Matt and I, when we sat down and saw the vision for it, it was for a team space. Okay, so if you guys have ideas for that, please throw them out there and communicate. Don't think it's like my house. Yes, it's my house, but it's our team space. That's what it was created for. Anyways, Trish, I want you guys to think of what your perfect day looks like. Because I can tell you, Matt and I did that, and it was so beautiful. He's like, well, I'd walk my daughter to school. Okay, and then what? Well, then I go to the gym with my wife. I'm like, okay. And then what? Then I might read a book. I want to sit on my deck and read a book. And nice, awesome, Penny. And so I really want you guys to think of that. Like Penny just said, I miss the meal prepping. And we've discussed doing, like, getting the Rendezvous kitchen once a week or once every 2 weeks and having a meal prepping event, right? That you're inviting people to, that you're teaching people about. And it's, that would be kind of like client, like retention structure. A lot of the time, you guys, I want you to think of what am I passionate about and what will I automatically just invite people to? Because if you're excited about it, like I've been telling everyone about this cardio drumming class. I haven't even figured anything out for it yet, but I'm excited about it. I'm like, I don't know what it's going to do. It's going to be fun. You should come, right? So you have to think of what your perfect day is, because if you're excited about doing it, you're going to be excited to talk about it. And that's attractive. If you're not attractive because it's bumming you out, or you don't want to go, or you're sick and tired, or it's boring to you, people aren't going to want to join you. Oh, come with this thing. Yeah, I got this thing. You should come check it out. It's fun, right? Like, you really want to make sure that whatever you choose to spend your time doing, that you're attractive with it. And Trish, I think I would say, you know what? Pair up with like a local coffee shop and set up a book reading thing, or come do it at the nutrition club. I'd love to do a personal development thing, right? Where we sit down and have a book club. I think that's great. It's a great way to get people into that reading and help and support. You could do, there could be coloring club. You guys, if you just want to like decompress, get together and color. Have some
I actually have
color.
something I'm going to be doing here soon. I thought of it today. I'm gonna create an event where we all get together, do dream and vision boards.
And that was my idea for every first Monday of the month. That's kind of what let's chat, because I had an idea of like that would be our team kind of welcome in first Monday of the month, that we would do that. I also want you guys to know another thing. I'm going to work on creating those videos for our team page. So when Denis and Ariane talked about when the brand new coach gets started, do you guys remember that? And he said that there's those 3 videos on their page that they have to watch. Someone wants to know what they do. They got to go watch those 3 videos, and then I book a mentorship with them. I'm going to work on creating those for our team here, so that so that we can start using the HOM. You start filling the call, start being on the call, start sharing the call. And I want you guys to know I'm working with the rest of Canada, that it's actually going to be a Canada-wide HOM, which I'm really excited about, because there's nothing better than having, you know what I mean? Like, we're all on the same page, we're all collaborating, talking about the same terminology. But then that way you've got that, there's people on there that are making $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month, casting that inspiration. And then there's the next person that's just brand new. So there's a lot of really great things happening. But the best thing you can do is, I'm on board to just have just brainstorming, because that's where we can all support each other and you find what works for you. And I really want you to get impassioned about what you see yourself doing. Because if it doesn't excite you, you're not going to want to do it. Does that make sense? Yes? Any other questions you guys have? No? So I'm on board to do 30-minute call, kind of like once a week, where we can just all get on and just chat. Okay, so I'm going to send out a doodle, which is just, you guys just fill out which time. I think you guys have seen me do them before. So send out a doodle for supervisor school, and I'm going to send out a doodle for just kind of, we'll call it grind time, the 18 grind time, where whatever time slot works best for everybody. then that way, and it'll just be consistent every week so that we can work together at growing. Good? How you guys feel? Are you ready to put some coal in the engine? Come on, where's your excitement? Maybe I just had too much total control today. I don't know. Thanks, Betty. Thumbs up. Good. If you guys want to book a one-on-one with me and sit down and really plot out your goals and kind of share where you're going and what you see, that way I know how to communicate with you, right? If you want $1,000 a month, no problem. If you want Active World Team and above, no problem. Let's sit down and plan it out so that I know what to hold you accountable to. That's the whole purpose of sharing your goals and dreams. It's not that there's an expectation. It's so that I know how to hold you accountable to those goals. Deals?
Absolutely.
Okay. So send me a message if you want that time. Other than that, I love all you beautiful faces, even you screams with dogs and beds and comforters. Hi, Nick. I hope you're feeling better. Okay, guys, have a good night. Bye.